Do you believe you understand women? If your answer is yes, you are probably living an illusion. Most men have no idea how women really think, act, and choose the men they want to be involved with. And before you say that it doesn't matter, I want to remind you of something essential. What you don't know makes you miss opportunities, makes you hostage to rejections, and turns you into the guy who chases while others dominate the game. Today we're going to talk about women's psychological secrets. Those truths that no one tells you because they want you to remain in the dark, always trying and failing. Before we dive into this topic, I need you to do something simple but vital. Like this video now and subscribe to the channel. These actions help this content reach more men like you who are tired of being manipulated and want to understand how things really work. Get ready, because what you will learn here could change your life. Number 1. How women really choose men. If you think that women choose only based on looks or money, you are deeply mistaken. Of course, these factors may attract attention initially, but what really determines whether she will choose you are the emotional and subconscious aspects. Women don't choose logically, they choose with emotion. This means that the way you make her feel is more important than anything you possess or show. If you convey confidence, security, and emotional intensity, you are already ahead of the majority. On the other hand, if you are insecure, hesitant, and always seeking approval, she will discard you without even thinking twice. Women are attracted to men who know who they are and what they want because it triggers a sense of stability and desire. And here's the thing, they choose over the long term based on how you handle difficult times. So, the next time you are interacting with a woman, forget about trying to impress her with superficial things. Focus on how you can convey emotional strength and balance. That's what really matters. Number 2, the power of mystery. Why they love the unpredictable. If you're the kind of guy who's always available, always talks all about himself, and never keeps a bit of mystery, you've already lost before you even start. Women are attracted to what they can't decipher. The mystery awakens their curiosity and creates an almost automatic desire to know more about you. This is why being unpredictable is so powerful. When you become predictable, she loses interest because she feels like she already knows everything there is to know. But be careful. Being mysterious does not mean being cold or distant. It means knowing what to reveal and when to reveal it. Share interesting details about your life in a measured and strategic way, leaving space for her to ask questions or want to find out more. Also, surprise her with unexpected actions and words. This creates an exciting dynamic that makes her feel drawn to your presence. In a world where most men are obvious and boring, being a little enigmatic can be the difference between being ignored and being the center of her attention. Number 3, understanding female emotions to create connection. Have you ever heard the phrase, women are emotional? Well, that's true, but not in the superficial sense that many men believe. Women's emotions are complex and often contradictory. If you don't know how to deal with this, you will quickly become frustrated and rejected. Creating an emotional connection means you need to learn to interpret and validate her feelings without being controlled by them. When she shares something personal, don't just respond with logic or trying to solve her problem. Respond by showing that you understand how she feels. This is not weakness. It's emotional intelligence. Women want to connect with men who know how to navigate their emotional world without seeming desperate or condescending. Don't try to be the hero or solve all of her problems. Sometimes all she wants is to be heard. If you master this skill, you will be able to create a deep connection that many men can't even imagine. Number 4, the influence of emotional security on female attraction. If you still think that the secret to attracting women lies in your physical appearance or what you have, you need to rethink everything. What really attracts women on a subconscious level is the feeling of emotional security. This means they want to know that you are reliable, stable, and able to handle difficult situations without losing control. A man who reacts explosively or insecurely to adversity quickly becomes repulsive. Emotional security does not mean that you should never show vulnerability, but rather that you should be able to control your emotions and deal with challenges in a mature way. When you demonstrate that you are an anchor in a chaotic world, she automatically feels like she can trust you. And this is irresistible for most women. Work on your emotional stability, because this is what will determine how much you will be desired and valued. Number 5, the importance of validation and how to use it without appearing needy. Compliments have incredible power, but only when used correctly. Most men make two serious mistakes. Either they don't validate the woman at all, or they praise her so much that they seem desperate. The secret is in balance. Women want to be valued, but not in an exaggerated or obvious way. When you give a compliment, make it specific and authentic. For example, instead of saying, "You're beautiful," Say something like, "I love how you talk about your passions. I can tell this means a lot to you." This type of validation is more impactful because it goes beyond the superficial. But be careful. Use praise sparingly. If you are constantly trying to please her with words, you will appear needy and insecure. Women value men who know how to recognize their qualities, but who also have standards and expectations. Validate, but without losing your position. This creates a healthy and attractive dynamic. Number 6. Why women test men emotionally. If you've ever been in a situation where a woman seemed to be teasing you or challenging your decisions, congratulations. You've been tested. Women's emotional tests are not malice or manipulation. They are subconscious mechanisms they use to assess their emotional strength and authenticity. When a woman challenges you or questions something you do, she is actually trying to find out if you are who you say you are. The worst thing you can do in these moments is react defensively or irritably. This only confirms that you have no emotional control. Instead, respond calmly and confidently. Show that you are not easily shaken and that you know who you are. When you pass these tests, she feels that she is in front of a man who is worth it. So the next time you're tested, remember, this is an opportunity, not a threat. Number 7. Nonverbal communication. What they perceive without you speaking. The words you say are important, but believe me, they carry much less weight than your body language. Women pick up on subtle signals in your behavior without you saying a single word. Your posture, your gestures, the tone of your gaze, and even the way you occupy the space around you convey clear messages about who you are. If you're slouching, avoiding eye contact, or fidgeting, you're basically screaming insecurity. On the other hand, an upright posture, relaxed shoulders, and a confident smile demonstrate that you are a confident man. Eye contact is especially powerful. When you look at her with genuine attention, but without exaggeration, it creates a feeling of instant connection. And remember, small actions like leaning slightly toward her as she speaks or using open, natural gestures can make all the difference. Nonverbal communication is your first and most impactful impression. Use it wisely. Number 8. The secret of controlled vulnerability. You've probably heard that real men don't show weakness, but here's a surprising truth: vulnerability, when used in a controlled way, is one of the most powerful tools you can have for connecting with a woman. Showing that you have feelings, that you have faced challenges, or that you have human fears does not make you weak. Makes you real. The secret is in balance. Don't confuse vulnerability with regret. Opening up about something personal, but in a confident way, demonstrates maturity and courage. For example, sharing how you overcame an important challenge or how something inspired you can build empathy and connection. But be careful. Don't turn this into an emotional monologue or a quest for pity. Women are attracted to men who can be honest about their emotions, but who also have the strength and resilience to face them. Controlled vulnerability creates a bridge of trust and intimacy, but only if it is used at the right time and in the right way. Number 9. The role of subtle leadership in relationships. Women value men who know how to lead, but that doesn't mean being authoritarian or controlling. Subtle leadership is the ability to take the initiative, to guide situations with confidence, and to inspire security. This can be as simple as choosing where to go for dinner, planning a date, or making decisions that make things easier for both of you. The key is to show that you have a plan, but that you're open to hearing her opinion. A subtle leader is collaborative, not imposing. This demonstrates that you are trustworthy and that she can relax knowing that you are capable of taking care of things. Leadership also appears in the small details. Being the first to greet someone when you meet them, opening the door, or calmly resolving unexpected situations. Women are attracted to men who take charge without disrespecting or diminishing their voices. Remember, leading is a demonstration of strength, but it must be done with respect and balance. Number 10. How to be unforgettable in a woman's mind. Want to know how to go from being just another guy to being the man she can't stop thinking about? The secret is to leave an emotional mark. This doesn't just mean making her laugh or impressing her with your stories, but creating meaningful and authentic moments. Show her something different than what she is used to. It could be an in-depth conversation about something that really matters to her, an unexpected gesture that shows attention to detail, or even a unique experience that you share. But the main point is to make her feel. Women do not remember generic words or actions. They remember how you made them feel. Be authentic, curious, and confident. And, above all, show genuine interest in getting to know her beyond the surface. When you can create this connection, you not only become unforgettable, but you also set a standard that few men can reach. Number 11. the fascination with the man who is authentic and true. Authentic men are something of a rarity nowadays. Most try to be what they think women want, and this is immediately perceived as false. Authenticity is powerful because it conveys trust and security. A man who accepts himself as he is, who knows how to value his qualities and work on his flaws, automatically becomes more attractive. Being authentic means saying what you think, but with respect, and acting in accordance with your values, even if it goes against what society expects. This is not a license to be rude or arrogant. It's a reminder that your strength lies in being yourself. Women are fascinated by men who are not worried about impressing, but who naturally stand out for their essence. Work on knowing yourself and accepting yourself. This is the basis for attracting women in a genuine and lasting way. Number 12. How to understand the silent signals women send. Finally, one of women's greatest psychological secrets lies in the silent signals they send. Women communicate much more with gestures, looks, and attitudes than with direct words. And here's the problem. Most men just don't pay attention. If she's playing with her hair while talking to you, leaning toward you, or maintaining longer eye contact, these are clear signs of interest. On the other hand, if she avoids looking directly at you, crosses her arms, or subtly moves away, it could be indicating that she's not comfortable. Learning to read these signs requires practice and sensitivity, but it's a skill that will put you far ahead of most. What's more, respond to these signals naturally, without forcing or exaggerating. When you understand what she is silently communicating, you can adjust your approach intelligently and effectively, creating a much more authentic and fluid connection. Let's continue with the video, but first, if you've made it this far, my love, comment below with the word 100% or something similar to let you know, to confirm that you've learned from the video so far. For more interesting topics, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it later. Warm physical touch that conquers. Have you ever wondered how some men manage to create such an intense connection with a woman that it seems like magic? It's not luck, looks, or money. It's skill. And one of the most powerful tools in that arsenal is physical touch. Yes, the way you touch her can completely change the course of an interaction. But be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, the touch that's supposed to create attraction could ruin your chances. Before we start, I want you to do something important. Like this video now and subscribe to the channel. This helps to continue bringing you content that changes the way you view interactions with women. Now pay attention. Physical touch is a silent but extremely powerful language. Used correctly, it creates comfort, desire, and undeniable chemistry. But if used clumsily or at the wrong time, it can ruin everything. Today, we're going to dive into the secrets of physical touch that really wins over. Number 1, the power of subtle touch at the beginning of a connection. Every great fire starts with a spark. And in the game of seduction, that spark is the subtle touch. At the beginning of an interaction, small gestures can create an atmosphere of comfort and draw her attention to you in a way that words never can. But the secret is how to do this without seeming invasive or forced. A light touch on the arm while you laugh at something she said, a small adjustment to her hair when the wind messes it up, or even the simple act of holding her hand for a moment to help her up a ladder. These are gestures that feel natural but create an instant connection. The important thing here is to observe how she reacts. If she leans in closer or responds positively, continue. If she withdraws or seems uncomfortable, back off. Subtle touch is about planting the seed of comfort and attraction, without ever forcing it. Number 2, touches that generate immediate and unforgettable chemistry. Now, let's talk about the touches that create chemistry, the ones she can't forget. There are specific places where touch has a deeper impact. A light touch on her lower back as you guide her through a door, or sliding your hand on her shoulder in a moment of complicity are simple but powerful examples. Another strategic point is the wrist. A brief touch here may seem innocent, but it triggers an emotional response. The secret is to always be natural and respectful. Never exceed limits. When done correctly, these touches create positive tension, as if an invisible energy is flowing between the two of you. And that, my friend, is pure chemistry. Number 3, body language. What your touch says without words. Did you know that touch can communicate more than 1,000 words? It reveals your confidence, your intentions, and even your personality. A tentative or nervous touch conveys insecurity, while a firm but gentle touch shows that you know what you are doing. Pay attention to your body language before touching her. If you're tense or uncomfortable, she'll feel it. Relax, maintain eye contact, and use touch as an extension of what you are communicating verbally. For example, if you're telling a funny story, A light touch on her arm at a high point reinforces the emotional impact. Remember, touch is a powerful tool, but it needs to be aligned with your overall body language. If your posture is confident and relaxed, your touch will be interpreted in the same way. Number 4, how the intensity of touch can shape desire. Not all touching is the same, and the intensity with which you touch can completely change the message you are sending. A light, brief touch can be interpreted as friendly or casual, while a firmer, prolonged touch creates tension and desire. But the key here is knowing when to step up and when to pull back. During the first moments of the interaction, keep the touches light and subtle. As the connection grows, gradually increase the intensity. For example, a touch on the shoulder may turn into a brief slide of your hand down her arm. This creates a natural progression that keeps the interaction exciting and avoids seeming aggressive or rushed. Understand that physical touch is a dance. You adjust the intensity based on her response, shaping her desire without ever going overboard. Number 5. Why touch timing is so important. Timing can be the difference between a successful tap and a disaster. If you touch it too soon, it can feel invasive. Too late, and you may miss the opportunity to connect. The perfect timing depends on the dynamics of the interaction. If she's laughing, relaxed, and engaged in the conversation, it's a good time to introduce touching. But if she seems distracted or uncomfortable, wait. Touch should complement the moment, not force it. For example, during a shared joke or while you're observing something interesting together, a brief touch on the arm or shoulder is natural and welcome. Touching at the right time shows that you are aware of the environment and the energy between you, which increases your attraction. Number 6, the difference between friendly touches and winning touches. Last but not least, you need to understand the difference between a friendly touch and a winning touch. A friendly touch is casual, like a tap on the shoulder or a quick touch of the hand. It's friendly but doesn't create tension or desire. The touch of conquest has intention. It is longer, more intimate, and provokes an emotional reaction. For example, touching her lower back as you walk together or holding her hand for a second longer than necessary creates a moment of closeness. The key here is context and intent. Don't confuse the two, or you risk being misunderstood. Learn to use touch as a tool to communicate your intention clearly but subtly. Number 7, creating intimacy with touch without invading her space. If you want to create intimacy with a woman, you need to understand that touch is not just about physical contact. It's about the message you convey with this gesture. The biggest mistake men make is trying to force the connection, pushing its limits awkwardly or without realizing it. To create intimacy, touch must be gradual, respectful, and subtle. For example, a brief touch on the hand while you emphasize a point or a light touch on the arm while you laugh together. These gestures create closeness without seeming aggressive or invasive. The secret is to pay attention to her answers. If she approaches, maintains eye contact, or returns the gesture, you're on the right track. Respecting her space not only shows that you are an attentive man, but it also makes her feel comfortable opening up emotionally. Real intimacy is built with patience, and touch is a tool that, when used well, accelerates this connection naturally. Number 8, touches that demonstrate masculine security and confidence. Women can understand their emotional posture through a simple touch. An insecure or anxious man tends to touch hesitantly or exaggeratedly, while a confident man uses touch as an extension of his strong, balanced personality. Firm but gentle touches convey security and stability. For example, when greeting her with a handshake or holding her hand to cross the street, demonstrate firmness without appearing rude. Another example is back touching, which, when done carefully, suggests that you are in control of the situation. Remember, trust is not aggression. It is the ability to demonstrate that you are comfortable with yourself and the interaction. Touch is a reflection of your emotional energy. If you are calm and secure, she will feel that and will naturally be attracted to your presence. Number 9, the importance of consistency in physical contact. One of the things that confuse women the most is the lack of consistency in physical contact. Many men initiate sporadic touching, but then hesitate or stop completely, creating a feeling of disconnection. To maintain attraction and chemistry, it is essential that physical contact is consistent throughout the interaction. This doesn't mean that you should touch her all the time, but that the moments of touching should flow naturally and follow the progress of the conversation. For example, if you started with a subtle touch on the arm, you can progress to more frequent, intimate touches as the connection deepens. This consistency creates a feeling of stability and emotional security, showing that you are present and engaged. Touching is like a dance. If you stop in the middle, the energy disappears. Keep the momentum going and let the chemistry take over. Number 10. How a delicate touch can provoke great emotions. Never underestimate the power of a gentle touch. Sometimes it's the simplest gesture that creates the biggest emotional impact. A gentle slide of your hand on her arm while you talk, or a light touch on her face while removing a strand of hair, are gestures that evoke deep sensations. The secret to these touches is the intention behind them. They should be attentive, almost as if you are showing care and interest. The delicate touch activates an emotional response that goes beyond the physical, creating a feeling of comfort and attraction. But be careful. Delicacy does not mean hesitation. Be confident even in the softest gestures. The combination of intention and control in touch is what transforms a simple gesture into something memorable and moving. Number 11. Unexpected touches that arouse female interest. Surprise and spontaneity are key ingredients in keeping a woman interested. An unexpected but well-placed touch can create a unique moment she won't soon forget. For example, during a walk, you can gently tug her hand to guide her through a busy place. Or, while she says something funny, a light touch on the upper arm can emphasize the moment of complicity. These touches work because they break up the routine and introduce an element of novelty into the interaction. But the key word here is naturalness. If the touch feels rehearsed or forced, the effect will be exactly the opposite. A spontaneous and unexpected gesture conveys that you are comfortable and safe, which in turn increases attraction. Number 12. Turning touch into an art of seduction. Ultimately, mastering physical touch is more than just knowing where or when to touch. It's about turning physical contact into an experience that deepens connection and creates unforgettable moments. This requires attention, practice, and, above all, respect. The art of touch is understanding the nuances of interaction and adapting your contact to what the situation demands. A light touch at the beginning to create comfort, a longer touch to intensify attraction, and a spontaneous gesture to create unique moments. The touch should flow naturally, never seem calculated. Remember, true seduction is not in following a manual, but in understanding how to make each gesture seem unique and meaningful. When you master this art, physical touch is no longer just a movement. It becomes the basis for a powerful emotional and physical connection. These 12 pillars of physical touch are the foundation for transforming your interactions with women. But here's a warning. Knowledge without practice is useless. You need to apply these strategies with confidence and respect, always adapting to the context and her reactions. Before leaving, leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share this content with your friends who also need to learn the art of touching. Remember, physical touch is a language, and each gesture is a word in the seduction dialogue. Use this to create real, unforgettable connections. The game is in your hands.